The Green Interview first talked with Elizabeth May back at the beginning of our project in 2009. At that point, she was leader of Canada's Green Party, but the party had no seats in Parliament. Elizabeth is now Canada's first Green Member of Parliament. Stephen Harper heads a majority government, and progress on climate change seems as elusive as ever. I guess that the outcome of that last election for you is both good news and bad news. Tell me about how it feels to you.
Yeah. Well, on election night, I can tell you it felt overwhelmingly like bad news, which is, a surprise to people because, of course, it was phenomenal to win in Saanich Gulf Islands. The voters were wonderful. We had, by a lot of markers, just a tremendous campaign. Even despite being kept out of the leaders' debates and not really being included in national media at all, we did quite well in terms of our national vote. Because really, given how little coverage we had, it's a miracle that we had anything left of a national vote. But our candidates were great. We ran good campaigns. And that we, when I use it, refers to the Greens across the country. So I sometimes say to people, I have a really large caucus. It's just that I'm the only one who's been elected yet. So, I have a shadow cabinet. We have lots of Greens across the country who are active and working together. But I thought, the only way to get traction in a situation where might makes right and Harper has the votes is to make sure that we don't lose any procedural advantage. Parliamentary procedure is full of aspects of respect for the institutions. Part of the problem is, of course, the reason we had the election was contempt for Parliament from the Harper government on the Afghan detainee documents.
And you've also found some ways to work across party lines on some issues that are of interest that are not necessarily on the government's agenda, but are on the agenda of individuals. Huh?
I'm a big believer in nonpartisan, cross-partisan, pan-partisan work. So in the last few months, we've created a couple of new caucuses. One is a multi-party climate caucus. That's probably one of the least likely that people would think we could do. We have an NDP, a lot of leadership on this. I thank Kirsty Duncan, who's the Liberal environment critic. She did a lot of the, logistics of getting everybody on board. But we have Denise Savoy, who's Deputy Speaker and a New Democrat member, and actually my neighbor, the neighboring riding of Victoria. And I'm in Saanich Gulf Islands. So Denise is on board as the NDP member of our all-party climate caucus, Kirsty Duncan for the Liberals, Maria Morani from the Bloc, and Michael Chong for the Conservatives. And we meet together and talk about what do we do to share more information, host events, talk about the issues, and try to find a place where we can actually have a conversation about the issue without it breaking down on partisan lines. Challenging, but really worthwhile.
Elizabeth May, author, activist, lawyer, leader of the Green Party of Canada, and Canada's first Green Member of Parliament. For the Green Interview, I'm Silver Donald Cameron. Thanks for joining us.